All right, so let's talk about tying a jig that I've never tied before. A green pumpkin seed crappie jig. There's a lot of colors that can, like I said before in part one, there's a lot of different colors that can go into pumpkin seed. You need to know from the guy that's ordering these what he's expecting when he gets pumpkin seed. Pumpkin seed can vary from bright colors, flashy colors, to duller, natural looking baits. And this guy, and he knows who I'm talking about. Actually, it's Tom Allen. He wanted some pumpkin seed colored jigs, but he wanted them with chartreuse in them. That makes it a little bit easier. And he sent me a picture of the plastic one he'd been using. So that narrows it down a whole lot. I don't have the right color feathers to make a real pumpkin seed, like a green pumpkin seed. I think of that like when I'm thinking of bass fishing. I don't have those colors. I could get in the truck, drive down to Bass Pro and get some feathers and do that. But I'm gonna, since he was wanting chartreuse in it, I got something to make it work. So I painted up 2 batches of jig heads. I did some that were brown pumpkin and some that were green pumpkin. I don't know how good the camera's gonna pick those up, but there's a difference. This is the green pumpkin and that's the brown pumpkin. Now the brown pumpkin was what he sent me a picture of. But to be sure, we're gonna throw in 3 and 3 with the same color body on them. And we're gonna throw in some chartreuse too. So let's start out with the green pumpkin. We'll get it all snapped down there in the rotary vise. The Peak rotary vise, we're gonna do the Sally Hansen's on it. And this is just kind of a test trial run on these. If I get it worked out, I'll do a video later on of it, like really close up, but maybe not. If I can get this one to work out the way I like it, what I want, I'm gonna be happy with it. Now the body I'm gonna go with is gonna be kind of greenish gold. It's gonna be kind of flashy. It's not gonna be a dull Chanel. It's actually a very odd Chanel. I've never heard of this name brand. Not really sure where you get it from, but we are going to start with the Ultra Thread 210 denier, and we're going to be doing that. I think it's called burnt orange, and that's going to hide really good in the color of the body that I'm going to be using. Got our loon bobbin. Let's start tying. So we put our Sally Hansen's on. This is going to be a Chanel body, so we're going all the way to the point of the hook. We're going to come back up. We'll stop right there and cut our tag end off. Now I'm going to use these feathers that I got because they got a little bit of white in them, they got a little bit of brown in them, and they got some black. It'll go good with that color jig head, with that still holding that natural color. And I'm going to pick some of these off. And here's the cool thing about this stack of feathers. You got all these little bitty ones down here at the bottom. I'm going to show you here because, like I said, it's crazy how many hackle feathers are in this thing. I mean, you see it unfolding. So I heard people say that this was pricey. Well, I don't know if it's really that pricey because there is a ton. Look at that. And I don't get paid by this gentleman to do this. I find a product that works and a product that looks good. I'm going to talk about it. And these are probably too pretty for me to be using. So I'm going to start with a couple of these down here at the bottom. And these are going to be like accent feathers, not the real feather that I want in the jig, but they're going to be in the jig, but not the main focal point of that jig. Try to pull a couple more of them off. I probably got enough there to do this one for the video. Get them separated out to where there's like 2 or 3 and they come off that pad pretty easy. There's a leather pad there on the back. It could actually be the real live chicken skin if I had to guess. Tanned. Is it? That's possible. I believe it is. I believe it probably is. I'm going to be doing, like I said, like 6 of these if I keep that camera or table from shaking. They come off pretty easy if you separate them out. Okay, now we're going to get some of the ones that I want for the body, which is some of these up here on the top. Actually, I don't know if I do or not. Let's do 2 of them. We might throw a couple of those bigger feathers in there. And we might not. Okay, we got enough of that color out to do what I want to do with them. We're going to take these two right here and I'm going to stretch them out. Pull them out. That's just about right there. So we're going to trim those off. And those are going to go right on the bottom side of this jig, right on the bottom of the shank of the hook. I'm going to tie them all the way to the hook point, come back up. And I'm going to dig through some of these little ones. I'll cut off probably these two right here. These are going to be our side feathers. They're going to go on. Find my scissors. And what I'm doing is I'm putting that right directly on the side, but I'm kind of pulling that feather forward a little bit to give it, to make it angle up toward the point of the hook. Kind of did and kind of didn't, but that's kind of what I was going for. So we're going to take two more of those. We're going to put them right here on the other side. Cut those two. Tie them in. All right, so I've got the main structure of the jig tied up. Now we're going to go with some chartreuse, and I went with the barred hackle on that one. I'm going to go with the barred hackle for my chartreuse also. I'm going to pull two off that pad. Actually, I think I got three. We're going to take them. These are 16th ounce freestyle jig head, so I got room to play with on them. We'll lay those right on top of the very first stack of feathers we put on. Getting built up pretty thick, so we're gonna have to stop here for. I like it. I'm starting to really. I wasn't sure at first, but yes, I like this. I like it. And definitely gonna put some flash in it, but this is an olive color, which is perfect for that green pumpkin. And it's gonna be what I put in the brown pumpkin too. I'm gonna put the exact same thing in. I'm pretty sure that I probably got some brown flash, but I think that's gonna be better. Somebody's calling me. Let's get rid of that. Spammers. I got it filled up pretty tight for the chenille that I'm wanting to put in it. Maybe I shouldn't have put that many green feathers in there. Always figure your first one on a new one is always going to be kind of your test one. So I don't always expect my first one's going to come out right. The second one, if I didn't like the first one, I know to either add more, add less, however I want to do it. All right, this is the kind of chenille I'm going to put in this. That's the name brand of it. I know that's backwards. I don't even know if you can still get this anymore or not. This is some new old stock, and I've got this color, and I've got this color. I think it's going to come out good. And what I'm going to do, here's what I do a lot of times when I want something different. I'm going to take those two pieces, I'm going to get them even, take a pair of scissors right here, and I'm going to cut them off. Now I got about almost 2 foot, maybe 1.5 foot, something like that. And if you got small, really small chenille and you don't really know what to do with it, double it over, stack it up on top of each other, put your fingers in there and twist it up. And you can do this. They make tools that do this. I'm not going to break it out. I can do it just perfectly fine with my hands. So we went from 2 small pieces of chenille to almost making it one almost large, and this might be too much, but we're gonna find out. So I got it all twisted together, and I'm just gonna hold it back here just like it's one piece of chenille. We're just going to twist it up. Oh no, that worked. I could have went a little bit thinner for sure on the body, putting in the hackle feathers. But I like how those come out. This is kind of natural, it's kind of bright, and we got one more thing we're going to throw in there to try to brighten it up just a little bit too. Here we go. This is why I buy Dollar Tree scissors. I picked them up and they broke. Just like that. I'm out $4.30. We're going to cut that chenille off. We're going to find our whip finish tool that I've gotten buried up here somewhere. Right here. And we're going to whip finish it. We're going to do 2 good whip finish knots. We're going to put some eyes in and some UV resin. I like how this turned out. I like this one. I like it. The eyes are really going to make it pop. Be in my Amazon link. That's where I got these from. I know you can't see it that far away, but this baby pops. This looks good. I like it. The gold, the bronze colored neck, that burnt orange. Before I get it UV resin coated up, we'll stick it up there and look at it. Right there. There is a lot going on with that crappie jig. You got natural colors, bright colors, chartreuse eye. It's kind of a cool jig. I like it. You'll never hear me very often brag about my own work, but I like this one. I think it looks good. If I was naming this one, which I probably will, but I run out of material. I won't have material to tie it until I find some place else, if I find some place else to get material from. So as of right now, that baby's called Frankenstein. I need a little more UV resin on that. And this is, well, yeah, it's going to be part 2. Shoo, I like it. I like it. I love it when the one comes together right. What do y'all think? I need a better camera mount. Let me know what y'all think about this one. There it is. That's my imitation of the green pumpkin for a crappie jig. Tons of different ways you could probably do a green pumpkin. Brown pumpkin, green pumpkin, whichever one you want to call it. But I like that one. I love how that turned out. And that's jig number 1 out of that batch of 6. So I'm going to roll with them. Like, share, subscribe. Don't forget, check everything out on my Amazon. It's kind of what's keeping my channel going. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Till next time.